Hi there and welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm IceMan and today we're going to be taking a look at the Ice Golem stage 21 to 25 and we're going to see how this goes. Now, technically we're not actually going to do 21 to 25, it takes far too long. I'm not speedrunning this, I don't have the teams for it, I don't have Seer blowing everybody up, although I do actually have a Xavier. I don't have anyone like a Taurus or anybody throwing out loads of poisons to help me with that, so I kind of don't really have anybody for those speed clears. I don't even have Gerptuck built up. I've never really leveled him up to 60 and everything. I might take a look at him at some point. I don't own a Badel. I don't own a Kaimar to reset, you know. So I go for the true and steady and slowly gets the job done. That's the way it is, and it's still difficult, you know. I know this is supposed to be the new endgame content sort of stuff on par with Doom Tower, so we're not expecting to all do it, but I want to see if you can do it with not massively OP teams. Now I'll tell you straight out, I was struggling. I was absolutely wasted. I was God. What the hell's going on here? Seriously, what's going on? I was running a team initially that was like Xavier, and for stage 21 this is Arbiter, Valkyrie, and then I had like Duck in there for decreased defense, and then I had somebody else in there for you know, DPS, whatever. I'm running this team, I was getting my ass kicked. I was just dying time after time, and I was like, well, what's going on here then? So I tried taking out Duck and putting in somebody that would do a bit more damage whilst still bringing the decreased defense. I swapped in Abbas. Didn't work. I was still getting slaughtered, and I realised the problem is I actually just did not have enough support. So in the end I got through stage 21 up to 24 by using Warlord, Valkyrie, Xavier, Arbiter, and Scylla the Drakes. And even without Scylla it wasn't working. I was like, the problem was if Arbiter went down, you had nobody else to pick people up, and people were still going down. That's the thing, they hit that much harder. So I brought in Scylla the Drakes as a backup. She revives Arbiter if she goes down, and it was working a lot better. And then I thought, well, you know what, I could try and clear stage 24, stage 25, but I want to do a video on this and let people know. And I know, you know, other people are doing videos on speed clears and how to do it fast and all the rest of it, but most of you are going to want to know just how do we do it, how do we do it simply. So I thought I'd try and do it with lower champions, and obviously not my OP team that I was using. And although that it's not a speed clear, it was still using champs that most people don't have. So I thought I'd go for something a bit more steadfast. So I managed to do stage 21 with more than swapping out Valkyrie and Warlord for Miscreated Monster and Mausoleum Mage. Alright, not everybody's got these champions, but you've got something similar. That's my point, is you've got these good defensive, help keep you up, heal you up champions that are epic. And if that's all you've got, I mean, you may have legendaries that are better, that's great. If you do, you know, you've got yourself a Rosh card, you've got a Valkyrie, you've got Warlord. These are much better champs to put them in by all means, but I'm trying to show that it can be done with teams that are a bit lower. And that worked. So we're now, I thought, rather than, it takes like 7 minutes plus each time though, it's not fast, and Ice Golem's never been a fast one for me anyway. But I don't want to do each stage because we'll have a 5-hour long video. Alright, maybe not that long, but still we'll have a really long video doing all the stages. So I've decided we're going to try and beat stage 24 and then 25 with these sort of teams. Now I am using some legendaries. Obviously Scylla the Drakes is a login reward. Everybody should have her by a certain stage, and certainly by the stage you're really farming, sort of stage 25 dungeons. The same with Arbiter. you get her in the end, so long as you're progressing and stuff. So again, you should have her by the end. So she's fair game. Now, I have brought in Queen Eva. What I will say here is, you don't have to have Queen Eva. You don't have to have Xavier. You can probably use... that's it. So if you haven't got Xavier or anybody like that, Phoenix will do it for you in a pinch. Obviously, he's not going to be ideal on every affinity. So if you've got somebody else that can do it, that's great. I'm lucky in that I've got 2 block revive champions on this account. I believe I might even have 2 block revive champions on my alternate account. It's helpful if you can swap them around so that you can keep them in. But obviously this guy's got his block revive, and he does it on an A1, which makes it even easier because he's using that all the time. Quite frankly, he's somebody I should build up and use for this, but I haven't. But there you go. If you need a block reviver, he's one to go. I'd say manual stage 21 to 24. If you need to, don't worry about it. You're not worried about farming these stages. You just want to get through them. So I'd say turn off your auto, manual it, get to the point where you're ready to use your block revive. In my case, I was trying to take down both at the same time as Xavier if I could. But it's a good idea to bring your block revive, keep the minions down. It really helps. And after that, it becomes a lot easier. While they're up, he's hitting even harder. He's killing you. It just makes the whole thing harder. So as you can see, stage 20. I mean, stage 20, I managed to do it once in 2 minutes 13. That was not a regular for me. But as you see, 22, 21, 22, both 7 minutes plus. 23, 8 minutes plus. You know, we're not talking speed farms here. So we're going to try for 24 now. Obviously, we've now got a green affinity boss. So we'll take out Xavier. We'll take out Mausoleum Mage because, you know, they're going to be weak affinity. That's not good for us. We don't want that. And what we will do... I was tempted to use Brogni because obviously, again, he's a fusion champ. Many people will have him, but then he was one of the hardest fusions we've ever done, so many people won't. So I thought, actually, you know what, I won't do that. We'll try and do it without him if we can. Obviously, if you want to use a tank or somebody, you can use somebody free that we all get, like, or I say that we all get, that many of us got if you were playing at the time. Cantress, she was fusion champ. Many of us got her. That wasn't such a hard one. She's off affinity here, so she can do some tanking for you. And it may come down to that. We're going to see how it goes. So, I'm going to use Queen Eva here because I want her block revive. I don't have Phoenix built up, otherwise I'd use him. I'm going to try with Sky Touch Shaman instead of Mausoleum Mage. She doesn't bring the defense, but she does bring good heals and cleanses and all that. So, we'll see how it goes. We may end up having to jig this around, swap it around, and we may well die. If we die too much and it's taking too much time, I may cut this and we'll just come back with the team that works in the end. It's not going to be a fast run. We'll probably actually go, it's just waves, no big deal. They take time, you've got to get through them. Okay, so here we are at the boss. It's taken 5 minutes. Quite frankly, Queen Eva's just not a good enough nuker to help us get through the waves. I really should have brought somebody else, but here we are. We're doing it like this for the moment, and obviously I do like a block revive. I'd maybe be tempted to see if we've got enough support without Sky Touched or Miscreated to bring in another nuker to help her out and still keep the block revive. Quite frankly, I'd be tempted to bring Xavier and see if she can manage to stay up or be kept up by the rest of them being off affinity, because obviously okay, so we got the block revive. It's taken 13 minutes because of manually and just taking your time and having to work around because she's only got 1 block revive on long cooldown. Having to work round to it again and getting it right, everything just took a while. So we stuck it on auto now, and hopefully this will just go much quicker now that they're out of the way. Obviously we will cut to the end of the video and show you what happened. Okay, so we did it. 21 minutes 36. Yeah, I know, it's bonkers. Quite frankly, I think I made a mistake in my team build up. Queen Eva was just not good enough. You want a stronger nuker that does more damage, quite frankly. That's the gist of it, really. However, having said that, you know, we got through it. That's the important thing. So we're now going to move on to stage 25 and see how we do there. Now, stage 25, since it's blue affinity, we are going to go back to the team I did previously. And we've got mostly blues and reds here, and again, it's a fairly strong team. So we'll just start like this and we'll see how we go. So obviously, first off, we're seeing the first wave here. You've got a couple of gnarl horns who can stun you and whatnot, so be prepared for that. A cleanser might, in the mutiny gear, might be something to bring, or as I've got stunners of your own, they're fast enough to get in there and stun them first. So we'll probably cut through, because again, obviously we don't want to drag this out too long. Time of recording at current is like 30 odd minutes anyway, with that being such a long fight previously. Obviously we're going to be editing a lot of that fight out and then skipping to this one, and we'll edit a good chunk of this out as well. You can see we're working our way through the things. We're not melting them down, we're not nuking them down, but we're getting there steadily. Okay, so we're at the boss. I'm tempted to just leave it doing its thing, see how we do without, because obviously this is the stage we're going to want an auto, so we want an auto team. Not that this would be it, I'd be putting in better champs than this, but this gives you an idea of, can you do it with a team like this? I think, like I say, support's a big thing, shields, no, there you go, wow, one big smash and we're all down. So we'll try a different one. I'm not so sure it's going to be all that doable with really basic champs and stuff. Maybe lots of healers, bring the entire team of revivers, you know. Right, so second attempt. We've skipped through the first attempt just to show you what sort of team we were using and how it went. I think the key here, if you want to be using more basic champions and not using like an OP legendary squad, not that I've even tried it with that yet to see if I can do it, I'm just doing this along with you guys on the video. This will be the first time for me beating 25 on this. I think the key is going to be lots of healing, lots of big shields, things like that. Now I don't have those champs in. Obviously, Miscreate Monster, he's a good champ, but his shields aren't that big, not on this. He's great for spiders, all that damage gives him the big shield, but normally his shields aren't that great, so he's not the best champ for that, and I don't really have any others, so I've gone for a more of a healing, freezing, control team, and we'll see how we go. So, we got to the boss, it's taken 4 minutes, you know, on these sort of slow runs, we're expecting that sort of thing maybe. Our check speeding us along nicely though, brings the strength in. We're not managing, I'm guessing it would be a freeze then, obviously we can't freeze the boss, so we're not going to get the HP burn, which is a shame. Oh, good. And we get a block revive on one of the ads, so that's going to help. Wow. Yeah, no. Again, it's a defeat. In fact, we're just going to fucking scrap this video because obviously it's not working. Okay, so I gave up trying to do it with the free friendly sort of team. I'm sure somebody will come up with a team that will do it, and it's also very much going to depend on the champs you've got and building them right for it. Obviously, I've not done anything with these champs to boost them up, come in and try and work them up to make them ready for this. I'm just throwing them in there to see if it work. And it may be a question of you're going to have to work on putting on some higher HP gear, trying to get that HP really up there, and definitely thinking about bringing more healers and stuff. I'm just going to throw in the legendary team, see if we can do it, because I ain't got time to work on the teams right now. I'm sure people will. I'm sure people will manage. But, you know, I actually found Spider to be really easy, funny enough. I think I basically used the same team that I was using on Spider 20 for Spiders 1 through 25. It was a little close call at times, and I may have to tweak a few bits and improve a few bits of gear here or there to make that more reliable, but it's certainly doable with that team. With Ice Golem, definitely not. I tried the team I was already using do Ice Golem. They wiped straight away, as we've already discussed, and you know, we've tried various freer teams. Now we're coming in for a bit more of a disgusting pay to win sort of team and see how that does. Obviously we've got Brogni in here for some solid support rather than Valkyrie, since she's weak affinity here, and we've also got Warlord in there. I'm not convinced this will win, to be honest. So far so good, although we're early on in the fight. It's about that midpoint that we've been struggling, where he comes in with the big slam and just cracks us. Okay, so we get a block revive on one of the ads. I don't know if we did on the other ads, but that's still solid, still helps. Actually, I think he just did his big hit, so I think we have managed block revive on both ads. So that buff they did to Xavier looks like it might actually be helping. One thing we don't have on this team is decreased defense. There you go, that was the big 50% hit that killed the last team. I think big shields and big health pools is definitely key here. You can do it lower level. If you manage to fuse Brogni, you're laughing. He's brilliant for this fight. He really helps with that huge shield. Again, Valkyrie, although she's weak affinity, she does bring big shields, so still better than nothing. Still better than the likes of this created monster, I would say. What you really want is some big shields to help you get through that damage and survive through it. And obviously if you can bring somebody like Xavier or any poisoners, HP burns, stuff to help whittle down the Ice Golem, I think you're laughing. Now, again, this is not a speed run. My runs are now even slower than they've ever been by the looks of it. And there you have it, ladies and gents. We managed it with the Dirty Pay to Win team. We didn't manage it with the cheap, easy teams, but then I've not spent ages gearing them up, putting them in really high levels of gear. And quite frankly, if you're using teams like that, I think it's going to take some inventiveness, and it's going to take some high gear requirements and getting that HP right up there and stuff like that, and maybe thinking about how you're building your champs for it, and you may have to build champs specifically for that. With a pay to win team, it's doable and fairly steady there. And actually looking at this, you know, Brogni did a decent amount of damage, 1.2 million. Obviously the other three are only in there for support anyway. So the Drakes keeps everybody stunned up, that's great. Xavier obviously with a 6.2 million damage. The fact that she's doing that sort of damage, you can see what it takes. It is a hard fight. I wish you all the best of luck with it. I hope your teams are going better than my first attempts. Obviously I did want to try and showcase something a bit more free to play friendly. Well, not free to play necessarily, just if you haven't got the OP champs like Warlord, Under Priest, Valkyrie, big shields. Actually somebody like Roshcard will probably do you quite well with his block damage coming in on there. I could imagine he'd be very good for it actually, and obviously he's the right affinity. You've got champs like Sir Nick, you know, again, if you've got him, great champ, it puts up big shields, so whilst still doing some damage and with the control and everything. Champs like that I think are going to be really big for you here and getting through it, and it's surviving is the hard part, not killing him. That is really the deal here. So why are we doing stage 25? Because here's a 5-star rare piece. It's not worth the extra effort to do that. If I can get that from stage 20, I'll just do stage 20, quite frankly. What's the point in going out of the way and the extra hassle and the extra time to farm stage 25? It's not a guaranteed 6-star. They're not removing the rares. I mean, come off it. At least they could have removed the rares so all you're getting is epics and legendaries. Or they could have just made it that you're only getting 6-star, but rare, epic or legendary. To go to all this effort and then all you're getting is a rare 5-star, what's the point, quite frankly? Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. You know, sorry we didn't quite manage the free-to-play version that we wanted. I'm sure somebody smart enough will work it out at some stage. I might even carry on working on it myself and put one out if I can get around to it, but quite frankly I don't know that I have the time to devote to doing it these days. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Lets YouTube know it's a good video and more people should watch it. And you know, if you do like my content, please hit the subscribe button, ding that bell, and you'll get notified next time I release a video. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm IceMan. Bye for now.